What's up guys, it's me Yaru and we're back again for another video. And today's video we'll be talking about the difference between Henry Cavill's Superman and the new David Cornswit's take on Superman. So so if you click this video, thank you for clicking this video. Like and subscribe and follow my Instagram if you want to see my artworks. And also I also made a artwork for the new Superman movie, so check it out. And so we're gonna talk about the difference between Henry Cavill's Superman and David Cornswit's Superman. Alright, I know what you're gonna say. I'm using Photoshop as for presentation, but hopefully in the future I'll be able to have more time to actually properly present the videos. But for now I don't have the time to actually edit it, especially when I'm working full time. So yeah. Alright, enough of that. Let's continue to the topic. Okay. Alright, so right off the bat you'll see that there's a big difference between the two of them. Okay, and I know that there's a lot of Snyderverse fans out there, and I know that probably when they see this video, or if it's possible for them to see this video, I think mostly they're gonna disagree, but also I think they're also going to agree at some point in the future and about the new Superman. But I know that it's hard to move on from this. Like I agree at some parts that there are some parts with Henry Cavill's take and how Zack Snyder's vision with the Superman. There are parts of it that you would really love, and there are memorable parts of it. And with the new Superman, it just started, but it does leave a mark to you. So yeah. So anyway, I made a list on the difference between the two. So we're gonna talk this. We're gonna talk this through. All right. So the first difference is let me turn this off. The suit. Okay, let's talk about the suit. Okay, you can see there's a very big difference. There's a very big difference between the two. Okay, all right. You can clearly see it. You can clearly see the difference. All right. You can see that on Henry Cavill's suit, it looks alien, right? It looks alien, and when you look at David Cornswit's suit, it looks like it came from Earth. You know what I mean? And in the comics, Martha is the one who made Superman's suit, so it makes sense, like that they adapted it that way. So yeah, but if you compare the suits, like on the look, there's no, just look at this. This is a masterpiece. Zack Snyder's Superman suit is a masterpiece. I'm sorry if the photo that I got has low res. I was having a hard time finding high resolution photos of the suits, but this is what I got. Okay, you can see that the take on Zack Snyder's Superman suit is, it looks cool, right? It looks cool. It looks awesome. It looks alien. The details. You can see the muscles. It's also don't have the pants, the red pants. Everyone is 50-50 with this. Everyone is very divided with this. But I like that they brought it back on David Cornswit's suit. So yeah, if you look at the textures and everything, how the suit shines and everything, the cape. It looks great, right? It looks great. It looks cool. It looks edgy. It looks so cool. All right. Now, when you transition to David Cornswit's suit, the very first time I saw the suit, I was like skeptical. Like I was asking James Gunn, like, what? Are you taking this direction, James Gunn? When I first saw the suit behind the scenes, I was like, oh no, I don't like where this is going. I don't like where this is heading. But when I saw the movie, bro, it works. All right. But in comparison between the two, I would still choose Henry Cavill's design, but I want the colors on David Cornswit's suit. I want the colors to transfer here. As you can see, the blue is kind of desaturated. I mean, it makes sense because it's alien, so and the cloth that's used here is not from Earth, so it makes sense. It's Kryptonian material, so it also makes sense. But the more I get to see this suit in the movie, you get used to it. But you it's on its own as well. This suit stands alone on its own. But if you were just to compare the difference and how it looks, Zack Snyder's suit looks good in comparison to this. In comparison to this, right. That's all I have to say. But I like this suit. I like both suits, but for now, I'm more biased on the new suit because I just watched the movie and I like it, very much, very much. I likey. All right, so let's move on. Right, so the next thing we're gonna talk about, the very big difference is right how they adapted the Clark persona. Okay, so on as you can see on Henry Cavill's take on Clark Kent is you can still see that he's Clark Kent. He's Superman, right? I mean, come on. It's just the same guy, right? That's why I appreciate the new take on Clark Kent because they changed the hair, they made it messy. He changed his mouth, more of a nerdy look. He also changed his posture. It's just that's the very big difference between the two. When you look at Henry Cavill's Clark Kent, you can still see Superman with it. You can still see Superman. All right, so that's the very big difference, and their personalities are also there's also a big difference to it. There's also a very big difference to it because Henry Cavill's take on Clark Kent, he still used the same voice as Superman, like he's still a bit like, maybe a bit stoic, at some point, but David Cornswith's take is just different. He makes his voice a little nerdy, so that's the very big difference between the two. Okay, let's move on. Okay, right now. This is also the very big difference between the two. All right, so on Zack Snyder's take, Superman looks more like he's more looked at like a god persona. You know what I mean? Zack Snyder presented Superman to be like a god persona. Like everyone, like every people, like they worship him. He's presented like a god. Know what I mean? I hope you. Yeah, he's more looked at as a god. You know what I mean? Also, he's more serious. He's more serious. Yeah, he's a bit stoic at some point. You know, like the guy that if there was a captain on a military, that's him. But he's more of a softer captain in the military. If that makes sense. Yeah, he is portrayed as more like a godly person in the movie. And also the vibe is different. The vibe is different. It's very serious. It's more just to make things it's made to look realistic. Right? That's a very big, that's the one of the difference between the two. Okay, now on David Cornswith's take, just look at the photo. Just look at the photo. This explains everything. When you look at it, it's Superman. It's hopeful, colorful. You can see that you can even see from the expression. You just can tell. Also, when you've watched the movie, you can tell the vibe that it's hopeful. You know what I mean? Also, he wasn't treated like a god. He was treated like a human being. Like he's a human being. It's super, and then the man is just capital letters. Superman, capital letter man. Right? Emphasis on the man. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. So that's what it is. It's Superman. This guy is made to be Superman, built to be Superman. David Cornswith. Yeah. Both actors are great. Okay, they're great. They're great on their role as Superman. They're both great. It's just the directors to different vision. You know, different directions. But I like both. But if you were leaning to more accurate to the comics, I prefer David Cornsweet. That's a very big difference. But if you want to be like more gritty, more action heavy, epic, that's the difference between the two. And the epic version is Henry Cavill Superman because it's dark, everything is dim, the lighting, the rim light stuff, like the rain, dramatic. This is it. Though these are the difference between the two. Right? This is comic booky, goofy, colorful. Those are the difference between the two. Right. Right. Next one is test flight. All right. Test flight. Okay, if I were to choose between the flight scenes on both Superman, Zack Snyder wins. Also the VFX, Zack Snyder got it. If only they had the style with Zack Snyder on how Superman flies and the angles, because I'm not a fan of this kind of angle that James Gunn used in the movie. It looks more like the meme with The Rock. If that makes sense, there's a lot of that angle, but I mean, you know what? Let's look at the video. Like, you'll get it. Hold on. Give me a minute. Just the CGI and everything. It's just good. Wait, let me turn it off because I don't want to get copyright. Right. Just how he moves. Let me add a little music to it actually. Like how he moves in the scene. Wait, hold on. Oh no, not too low. Like this. If only James Gunn used this. Oh no. No. Wait, hold on. It's lagging. So yeah, you get the idea. If James Gunn used this kind of scene, like it's at the flight scenes, it's very cinematic. It's wide angle, and you can just see Superman moving around. That it's just good. Look at it. It's just good. Damn, this go hard. Look at that. Also, I would like the colors to be more saturated. I like the vision James Gunn did with the colors. Everything is just so bright. But this one, dude, if only James Gunn did this, like this. Cause on the James Gunn's flying scenes, it's mostly this. Like I don't know if maybe it's different because I just saw the movie once, but these are the angles that I just remember. All right, there are no flight scenes that are memorable to me. There's no like flight scenes that are memorable to me. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but if you compare it to Henry Cavill's fight scene version of the Superman, there's a lot of memorable scenes. There's a lot of memorable scenes of him flying. So yeah, those are the very big difference. Yeah, so James Gunn uses more this type of angle. Maybe if I see the movie again, maybe I'm wrong, because I only saw it once. But yeah, those are one of the big difference between the two. Okay. All right, now let's talk about combat. Wait, hold on. Let me show you. Wait. Also, there's a very big difference between the combat. Henry Cavill versus Superman versus Doomsday. Okay. Also, there's the very big difference between cinematography and stuff. Okay. This scene right here is very good. Arrived. Wait, no, not this one. Not this one. Wait, hold on. Unload. Okay, hold on. I'm so sorry. My internet is very slow. Okay, sorry. Let's actually go up 720. Okay. Right. No, play. Oh, damn it. Okay, you know what? Fuck it. Okay, let's go here. I needed this in the James Gunn's Superman. I needed these shots. These shots are uh, this feels like this feels like Dragon Ball or some stuff. Look at this. I need this. I need this. Ugh, damn. So yeah, that's one of the difference between James Gunn's Superman and Zack Snyder's Superman. So yeah, most of the angles, or maybe if I'm wrong, or hopefully I'm wrong, or maybe it's just my memory that I forgot. But there is just these angles. James Gunn always used these type of angles. A fisheye lens or angle, that kind of stuff. It's just he uses this a lot. He uses this a lot. He uses this a lot. Wait, there's actually a sample on the scene. Wait, was it on the Superman trailer? Where he was fighting on a cliff and he smacked Ultraman. Yeah, this is what I meant. This is what I meant. These zoomed in type of shots.
Good luck with that.
This kind of shots. Like very zoomed in shots. Every time he fights, like this one. Like that. These angles. He does that. He doesn't pans out most of the time, or maybe I'm wrong, but those type of shots are the ones I remember every time there's a battle. There's a battle happening in comparison to the Snyderverse. It's just a wide shot of the battle and everything where you can see everything happening. So yeah, that's one of the big difference. But hey, it's still good. All right? All I can say is both Superman are good, but guys, it's time to move on from the Snyderverse. Okay? It's time to move on from the Snyderverse. Okay? This was a good run. I know that a lot of Snyderverse fans are gonna hate this, but bro, it's time to move on. It's time for the new kid to grow. It's time to move on. I'm so sorry, Snyderverse fans. I like the Snyderverse. It's time to move on. All right. This is Superman. Okay. This is Superman. Okay. This is Superman. It's time to move on. All right. I hope you like this video. Leave a comment if you disagree or agree to my take, and I'll see you on the next video. All right. Thank you. All right, boys and girls. Take care. Goodbye.